Out of Ashar his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties. Let Ashar be blessed with children. Let him be acceptable to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil. Thy shoes shall be iron and brass, and as thy days, so shall thy strength be. Tribe of Ashar.
Ashar is a highway turner. He excels at cooking, designing, and decorating. His children are well taken care of. He's well paid, but he's not an elitist. In the land of his captivity, he will live in them oil-rich states. Yeah, such as Texas, California, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. He also works in mining, industrial labor, and spot him on them railroads. He's blessed with longevity. This is what your paternal was telling me. If you are artist, designer, or architect, oil and metal workers, cooks and chefs, miners, drillers, working on them railways. This is Ashar in the last days.
My name is Chris Scott, and I've been a chef for about 30 years or so. A lot of people, when you talk about Southern food or soul food, immediately go right to fried chicken, ribs, watermelon, red velvet, things of that nature. Those items are soul food, yes, but it kind of falls into a category called celebration foods. Let's say your sister, she's getting married, or it's a Sunday dinner, that's when you break out all the good stuff. But, a lot of soul food, AKA Southern food, is based on the agriculture. So whatever we were growing is what we were eating. And mainly it was always a vegetable-based kind of thing. So what I'm doing is a really common yet historical dish. It's just some cornbread at the bottom of the bowl, and over top of that is a little bit of neck bone stew. The birdman was the individual man or woman that was in charge of raising the birds on the plantation all the way from egg to slaughter. Even after slavery, we took our husbandry skills from raising chickens and everything, and were able to open up butcher shops and become chicken farmers, owning our own land. Black folk back then weren't permitted by law to own any livestock, but chickens were not on that list. So it was just that one humble bird, through resilience and triumph, were able to break through into our own financial kind of freedom. There are black people still in this country today that won't eat fried chicken in public because of the stigma that surrounds it. There's a lot of pain that comes with Southern food. And I think that the Birdman is that story of triumph. More and more, I just try to get that word out, that we were doing something incredible. This food was around long before I was born and will be around after I'm gone. But whatever I can do to talk about the hands that made it, talk about the hands that grew it, talk about the hands that cleaned up, that's an important story. You feel that. You feel the hands of your ancestors, coming through. You kind of hear your grandmother's voice in your ear. As you're doing the same dishes that you watched her make, you feel a real connection to it. It's the power of food. The food, yeah, it's important, but what's more important is that communion with each other. Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoy fried chicken, I enjoy biscuits. Those recipes have been in my family for many years, but I'm so much more than that, so much more than that.
Ma'ashar shamana lachamo, wahoyathan ma'idene malach. From Ashar, fat is his bread, and he will serve elegant food of a king. Genesis 49:20. Wala Ashar Amar, Baruch Mabane Ashar, Ya'e Ratzoe Acheo, Wabatal Bashaman Regalo, Barazal wa Nachashath Manalcha, Wa Chayamecha Dabacha. And to Ashar he said, Blessed from children is Ashar. Let it be that he is accepted by his brothers, and the one dipping his foot in oil. Iron and brass are your sandals, and according to your days is your rest. Deuteronomy 33:24 and 25. The blessing of Ashar is that his bread will be fat, and that he will serve the food of a king. This does not sound like the kind of blessing that would be useful in helping to identify a lost tribe, especially when you consider that virtually all peoples of all races have people who are great at cooking. What makes the blessing of Ashar unique is not the food, but the story behind it. Black cooking is more than just fried chicken, ham hocks, macaroni and cheese, and greens. It is the first cuisine on record to draw ingredients from the entire world. Ingredients from the Native Americans, ingredients from Europe, ingredients from the Middle East, ingredients from Africa were all combined in our cooking. As OMPP continue to wake up to their true identity, they are removing the unclean and unhealthy ingredients from black cooking, ingredients that really only came about through the restriction of limited rations that were imposed on our ancestors by white slaveholders. But the best cooks, and I mean the best cooks, in America during and after slavery were the slaves and their descendants. Keeping in mind that the tribe of Ashar, like all of the other tribes of Ya'oh suffered the curse of Deuteronomy 28 and 68, which means they too were shipped to the land of pyramids in the New World, and having ruled out the destinations of South America, Central America, and the Caribbean, the tribe of Ashar ended up in North America. Their great cooking skills afforded them special privileges in the homes of their white slave owners, creating a potential envy and animosity with other slaves. This is why Mashah says in his blessing for this tribe, Ya'oh Ban Dor Aka, let him be accepted by his brothers. Having gained the reputation as being the best cooks, the tribe of Ashar was sought out by those in power. Their skills were called into service by U.S. presidents. The 23rd President of the United States, Benjamin Harrison, and his First Lady, Caroline Harrison, terminated their entire French cooking staff for an OMPP woman by the name of Laura Dolly Johnson. She was the White House head cook for 4 presidents, presiding over the kitchen during the terms of Benjamin Harrison, Grover Cleveland, William McKinley, and Theodore Roosevelt. That's how excellent OMPP cooking was and still is. Enslaved OMPP laid the foundations for the Southern cuisine of America, which today is a billion-dollar industry. But the face of the cuisine and the main financial beneficiary of the culture is white. The bread of Ashar is indeed fat. And nothing has changed. The current White House chef, combat veteran Andre Rush, has cooked for generals, prime ministers, and many other foreign heads of state. This is the blessing of Ashar, and his food is fit for a king. But again, cooking is something that many OMPP families are good at, so cooking cannot be the deciding factor that determines whether someone is from the tribe of Ashar or not. Mashah adds that Ashar would be blessed with children, meaning that this tribe will tend to have very large families. Another clue is that Ashar will be accepted by the one who dips his foot in oil. This refers to the oil-rich states in North America where the men and women of Ashar will be living, states like Texas, Oklahoma, California, and North Dakota. The imagery of a person who dips his foot in oil not only calls to mind the type of land that will be beneath their feet, but also occupations associated with machines, machinists and mechanics who build and fix machines. They might work on an oil rig or in an oil field, or they might even be the cook on a Navy ship who is also that ship's mechanic. Another detail is that Ashar's sandals will be iron and brass. Barazal wa nashachath manailcha. Someone wearing iron and brass sandals is essentially immobile by choice and also stable. They work with metals. This is an accurate description of those OMPP in North America who have locked themselves into industrial jobs such as railroading, mining, or steel workers. They are also master blacksmiths, metal workers, and they occupy all rungs of the auto industry production ladder, from assembly plant workers to white-collar employees to auto suppliers and car dealers. So the picture of Ashar is much, much more than just that of a master chef. His sandals are iron and brass. Lastly, Mashah says, according to your days is your rest. Wacha yamecha dabacha. The Asherites enjoy lengthy lives and lengthy careers, working the same high-wage paying jobs for decades. Their earnings allow them to buy homes and pay college expenses for their children, providing them with the rest of a middle-class life. This is the blessing of Ashar. If your ancestors are OMPP who were shipped to North America during slavery, and these skills and occupations are a pattern on the father's side of your family history, you are from the tribe of Ashar.
What they talk about, cause that ain't what we talk about. Crush your doctrine, make you walk it out. Your congregation is our congregation now. I bail them, I'm sure you heard about it. What they talk about, cause that ain't what we talk about. Crush your doctrine, make you walk it out. Your congregation is our congregation now. My dog and dog, I'm sure you heard about it.
Shalom, Mashah. Shalom, Ya'oh Ban Dor Aka. Falamaru Hayomazah. I'm going to be reading from 4:5, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verses 18 to 26. This is just a portion of the song of Mashah that all of my students should be memorizing. But I'm going to stop at verse 26 and parse it out and say a few words about it. So, starting at verse 18. Sor yalarcha tashe wa tashachach al machalalcha wa yar ya'o wa yanatz machais baneo wa banotheo wa ya'amar asathera pnei maham ara ma'acharethem che dor tapachuth hama banem la aman bam ham kanaone bala al chasaone bahabalehem wa ane akaneam bala ram bagoe nabal achaesam che ash kadacha ba'ape wa the kadgad sha'oth achatheth Watha'achal aratz wayabal ha, wathalat mosade harem, asapa galemo ra'oth chatse achalabam, maze raib, walachame rashab wakatab marewe washan bamoth, ashalach bam ram chamath za chale rapar, machos tashachal charab, wamachadarim ema gam bachor, gam bathula, yonach gam esh sheba. Amarthe apa eham ashabetha ma'anos charam. Okay, let's say it. Let's repeat it again. Amarthe apa eham ashabetha ma'anos zacharam. Okay, first word, amarthe. Okay, basic stem, simple active voice, triconsonantal root, amara, to say, suffix conjugation with the tha and the ya here, indicating a first person perfect tense verb. Amarthe is I said. In the perfect tense, amarthe, I said. Second word, apa eham, okay, prefix conjugation with the ah in the front. The triconsonantal root is pa, ah, and ha. The third radical of the root is dropping out, and you have a ya here, indicating that this verb is a causative. It belongs to the causative stem. And then you have a suffix ha and ma here for the object of the verb. Okay, this is a third person plural object of the verb. And this word pa, ah, the root of the verb, it means to corner. Some lexicons will say scatter, and they will actually have this verse saying, I will scatter them into corners. That's not the correct translation. Okay, this verb here, apa eha, means I will corner them. I will corner them. Okay, not scatter them all over the place, but I will corner them into one place, and there will be like no escape. You will corner them. Next word is ashabetha, another prefix conjugation. The triconsonantal root shabatha, interrupted by the letter ya here between the second and the third radical, indicating another causative stem. Shabath would be to rest or to cease. Okay, this is a slight modification, deviation from the standard prefix conjugation because of this letter ha at the end, which indicates that this verb is a cohortative or coaxing form. And what that means is this verb is saying that I may cause to cease. That I may cause to cease. Okay, next word is ma'anosh. The word anosh is men. The ma particle, the preposition prefix here is the word from. So ma'anosh is from men. And then the last word, zacharam, is their remembrance. Okay, the remembrance with a pronominal suffix for possession, third person, their remembrance. So the full translation is, I said, I will corner them, that I may cause to cease from among men their memory or their remembrance. This verse is very, very important, especially to OMPP who are waking up and reclaiming their identities. This verse is very critical to reclaiming our narrative. It's just as important as Deuteronomy 28 and 68, which predicts the transatlantic slave trade. There are some translations, however, that will take this verb, ashabetha, and that will play with it. And you will have mistranslations that will trip you up. Some translations will have it that this verb says, I would have cause to cease, as if the Creator is giving some type of empty threat that he never intended to fulfill. That is not what this verse means. This verb is expressing full intent It's actually expressing the purpose of the main verb in this clause, which is apa ehem. I will corner them that I may cause to cease. Okay, from among men their remembrance. This verb is not some empty threat, but you need to study the language to understand, to see that, and to appreciate what this song is saying and how important it is to OMPP who are reclaiming their identity. This is the reason why our people are suffering from an identity crisis. He caused it. He did this. Okay? He did it by scattering us into the nations and cornering us into the New World, North America, Central America, the Caribbean, and South America. And while we were here, he erased our memory by making us adopt new languages, new cultures, new religions. That's what he did. This happened to us. Okay? It happened to OMPP. So we need to understand the language and come back to the language so that we can appreciate these prophecies and how they really speak to our history. If you don't, you're going to be misled by translations and you're going to be confused. It's very, very important that you study the language. Shalom.
To the tribe of Ya'oh Ban, to the tribe of Shemayon, to the tribe of Loe, to the tribe of Yaudah, to the tribe of Dan, to the tribe of Naphtali, to the tribe of Gad, to the tribe of Ashar, to the tribe of Yashar, to the tribe of Zabalon, to the tribe of Aparim, to the tribe of Mashah, to the tribe of Banyamin. Baruch Ya'oh Alei Ya'oh Sharal, Magolam Wagat HaGolam, Aman wa Aman.